Hi people, Punky here, welcome back to this channel. In this episode we're doing a review for Tier 2 German light premium tank MKA. Somebody got it as gift tank, somebody got it as reward tank, somebody maybe even bought it, but we will tell you what is good and what is bad about this tank in this review, which will be made from two main parts, this shot in GaragePad, then three fantastic games, one mine, one random live game, and one of your best games in this tank. So let's start with appearance of this tank. It is really cool looking tank, kind of even modern looking tank. It is a sleeky low pitched with a little bit tall hull and open hull and very wide hull. So let's compare it with benchmark for size on this channel, my Red T34, so we can grasp size of it, you know. And yeah, it is pretty wide for tier 2 tanks, and when you're trying to do peekaboo behind corner or some obstacle, they will see a lot of your sides or cheeks, and that will be bad, you know. This tank isn't very good for any sort of side scraping and peekabooing. So what about firepower? Well, you have just one gun because it is premium, 4.5 centimeters Canone 55 Alpha. That is you know, huge for tier 2. I love it. 50 millimeters of penetration is standard AP rounds, not something special, but with gold AP rounds you have 78 millimeters of penetration, which is huge. And you have 23 millimeters of penetration with your HE rounds. You can use it just because you will play sometimes against tier 1 tanks, and then you can carry 7 of those just for that. But even there, you know, you need to choose what to shoot. So 15.8 rounds per minute rate of fire, which is okay-ish. 0.42 more on 100 meters accuracy, which is bad, but for tier 2 it is somewhat okay. And 2.3 seconds aiming time, which is a balancing factor for this gun. You know, you have 55 Alpha. So what about armor? It is crap, you know. Everything that shooting at you will mostly penetrate you, except some shots that going in this small gun mantlet. What about driving of this tank? Well, it is not a slow tank. You have 40 kilometers per hour forward top speed. It is smooth ride. 14 in reverse, you know, nothing special there. No, 15, sorry. So you can work with that, you know. You will not complain, but you are not a very fast tank. Also, yeah, gun depression is very good, also 10 degrees. So now what about this crew and equipment and ammo? Well, let's start from equipment. I have just one slot. I will use gun length drive because it will still work better than vents, trust me, for reducing this big aiming time. I tried both of them, you know, so it is from experience. So you don't need to carry full load of ammo. 47 rounds will be enough, you know. While you will be a tank with slower acceleration if you carry full load. Also, you will be prone to be ammo racked more if you carry full load, and this will be more than enough to finish your games. That is that. Let's see something about this crew. I decided to, you know, grow this crew that it was on this tank already. So I have just 6 sense and concealment on this commander, snapshot and concealment on gunner, off-road driving and concealment on driver. Always go for off-road driving, but on some tanks you want to go first for clutch braking, you know. And for a radio operator, always go first for situational awareness, which will increase your view range. So everything else we will say in that fantastic gameplay that follows. Okay, our first game here on Abbey map. It was a tier 2 match with 11 tanks in each team instead of 15. So that is okay because they had much better tanks. Look at that, they have M2 light, we don't. They have T2 light, we don't. They have Panzer Jag 1 and FTAC, and we have that T3 HMC crap, you know, that replaced great T18. We can say, you know, they have better tanks. Unfortunately, no tier 1, but I can, you know, tell you on which tanks you can shoot these HE runs. So I prepared one just to try on T2 light. You will see what happened. But you can shoot in tier 3, sorry, on T116 reliably, you know. You can shoot on T2 light, you know, but it is, despite weak armor, somewhat bouncy armor like M2. Well, not really, but it is similar armor. So sometimes you will bounce even with AP runs, and with HE runs it can happen that you don't pen fully and then you will do less damage. In tier 2 you can shoot reliably on Teke tank, PT2 sometimes, and on most of tank destroyers and artillery, and especially good against TKS-20, that small tanket. We have one in platoon 1 here in our team. So, you know, always switch on HE against the tanket. So watch this, okay? This dude is shooting. I don't know, maybe he was aiming on that French FCM-36, but him going back, you know, if he was aiming at me, him going back, you know, protected me from most of those shots. So I decided to run this MKA now when he's on low health. And he did 2 to me, I did 1 to him, but it was enough. So now I'm thinking, okay, maybe I can go and shoot a few rounds on that T2 light, and then this MR 35 did very good against me. I switched to HE rounds against that FTAC and did 60 to him. Not greatest penetration, or maybe that was AP rounds and then 68 with those HE rounds. You can go back and watch that again. Anyway, in tier 1 don't shoot on Otsu HE runs, don't shoot on Cruiser 1, don't shoot even on MS1, because they are very bouncy. Well, most of that FT-17 Renault family, you know, no matter Chinese, Italian, Japanese, you know, frontally they are somewhat bouncy, you know, and narrow targets, so don't risk. On everything else you can, you know, shoot, no worries. Okay, that was actually 7 TP, but I guess he had the damaged engine or something was wrong there. And then Panzer 38H again. How he went there, nobody knows. But we loaded again gold AP rounds, and see, those guys will just shoot a gold on you. M2 light, Panzer S35, that Panzer 38H, you know, don't be sorry to shoot a gold on them, you know. And even on T2 light, you know, gold rounds are for gold tanks, so just shoot them, you know. It is not true, you know, but that is what we do, you know, and that is why it is true. So shoot gold on gold tanks. Except when you see me, you know, don't shoot at me. So here, not the greatest side scraping, but you can see now, even when we are side scraping, we're showing him entire tier 1 tank, you know, because that is how wide we are. And this side scraping is not so effective, you know, but kept us alive a little bit, and we destroyed that one too. So You know, because some tanks are not for side scraping because they have bad armor or bad wide armor like this one, that doesn't mean you should not, you know, side scrape, because better show him half of your tank than entirety of your tank. And also, if some of those shots go in trucks and you manage to bounce at least something like I did, 99 plus 11, 110 HP, you know, not bad. You know, I would be dead if I didn't bounce that. So, you know, some people will laugh. Oh, look at him, tier 2 and he's side scraping. Well, you know, it is not about bouncing. It is more about showing him less target, confusing him a little bit when you go in reverse, and hopefully also bouncing something with those trucks at least. So that was our game, you know. Now we will see post-game data and one random live game, but this was a great victory, you know, for this kind of MM when they had advantage in armor, in mobility, you know, and we still won this. So let's see post-game data. Okay, 11,000 credits clear, 34 shots fired, 25 on target, not so bad accuracy, 7 tanks damage and we killed 5. Let's set on experience, first in that with 1100 stars of experience, 5 kills, first in that in both teams, and 1051 HP of damage, first in that also in both teams. 4 tank spotted, high caliber, Spartan, 4 for effect fighter, duelist, bruiser, Hand of God and M badge for this tank and this game. So let's see now one random live game. Okay, time for one random live game with live commentary, and hopefully we will see some new moments with this tank. For sure we will hear my thoughts in real time, which will help you to grasp this tank better and what I'm doing. And we have Abbey map here. Tier 3 match, very nasty tier 3 match. They have BT7 odds, they have 2 AMX 38s, Panzer S35, so we can say that armor is on their side. They have better tanks, I would say, but let's see what we can do about it. So, what I'm predicting that they will follow that water line, you know. So we have a few options to go immediately there and to prepare defense, because this isn't really tank for attack when you are in tier 3, you know, when you are, well, sometimes not even in tier 2, but against tier 1 tanks and tier 2 tanks you can go. So what we want to do is to snipe a little bit here. Why never the truck tank there? That would be so lovely jubbly. So enemy BT7 went on our BT7 and somehow there with BT7 winning. Oh, and I missed that dude. Isn't that cool? How? So we'll pull back a little bit. And a little bit more, we don't want to be spotted in this point, you know. We don't have shots there on most of those tanks. So there you go. I will try HE run against him, though I see I don't have penetration anywhere. So now, like I predicted, they won that side, you know. So I can try to defend from here, but I'm not that. Oh. So we switched to AP, gold AP rounds just because, you know, he wasn't penetrated. This bouncy tank. So what we want here is to fight one tank by one, and we can do that by going, you know, like here, shooting on that dude, you know, and that dude is dead. So we can go, well, not fully there. Oh, okay, scratch that, you know. You didn't see that, you know, that didn't happen. Well, I planned that, you know. I was planning that because Panzer S-35 is too close, you know. So now we want to fire at him too. Wow, like he immediately seeing where am I, you know, when I was spotted, you know. So there you go, that dude is dead. AMX, well, they have that two dudes in platoon. Very nasty armor. So we'll fire there. We have penetration there. He angling, but we should be able to pen there. You know? So that was clutch shot. Okay, we stayed because, you know, he was dead already. TKS spotted shooting at me actually, but I'm more worried about T40. Is that T45? Yes, it is. So T45, where he is, you know. On TKS, that small tanket, you can shoot HE rounds. It works very well. On Teke you can shoot HE rounds, and on T116 you can shoot HE rounds. Don't shoot on other guys. It is just for tier 1, you know, not counting those 3 tanks that I already mentioned. So we will not shoot on T45 except, you know, if we would have chance to shoot him inside. So that was a very fast random battle. Not bad damage. We stopped their advance into our base. Stopped some pretty powerful tanks together with rest of my team, and I am so happy about that, you know. Yeah, I want to thank to War Gaming for all that premium time, for that bundle of tanks for 10th anniversary, you know. It was anniversary under 10th, so they gave us tanks so we wouldn't freeze, you know. So I have BT7 art, you know, again. I sold that tank because I was mad how and when they introduced that tank. I will talk more about that some other time. Yeah, let's see your best game, and let's see it. Okay, your best game in this tank. So player's name is Kali Fritz. Fritz from California, I guess. I'm just kidding. So it is Hillsmeister Ruding, I don't know how you're calling this map. Weak tier 2 match, there is 7 tier 1 tanks, that is, you know, dream MM for this tank. But they do have 2 M2 lights, you know, very capable tank. It can pack that auto gun. Usually they using nothing but gold, 99%, you know. And it is small, fast, bouncy tank, you know. So it is really dominant. If we don't say OP tank, then certainly dominant tank in tier 2 and even in tier 3. That was some weird shooting. I don't know what was that. Or maybe he fired with that small pom-pom gun. Not really sure about that. Or maybe he left with just few rounds in magazine. So here you will do a lot of mistakes by enemy team. This cruiser did push a little bit, then pull back. That was all good, but then he going to that rock. Why would you go there? Never go there, no matter how good armor or tank is, if somebody is here. And I would suggest not to go there ever. You know, that rock is not what it was before. If Ati doesn't get you there, luckily there is no one in game now. But if Ati doesn't get you there, and even if there is no one here on hill, what is with me? I cannot talk. Sorry. Even then you will be locked there, and you don't want to be in position where you will be locked all the time, where you don't have flexibility to move, to pull back, to do whatever you want, and eventually they will, you know, tar you and kill you, you know. And there is T7 car, I don't know who still drives that tank. M2 Light went with another M2 in base, so now this is a tricky situation, you know. People, you know, rejoicing when they are top tier, but it is so big responsibility, you know, because, you know, you can be just on one place, and if they're good players and tanks go on other side, usually it will be collapse of the team. I'm not saying this is that situation, but it was very close, you know. Luckily there is a Soviet tank there, MS-1, you know. And that is a very good tier 1 machine. So M2 Light dead, there is another one just sitting there. That was really poor playing. But usually even bad players will be in top of their team when they're driving that M2 Light. It is so forgiving tank, you know. Like I said, fast, bouncy, relatively, you know, small but tall target, we must say that. And it has that devastating gun, you know, that auto gun. I forgot now name of that gun. Was that also some sort of Hodgkins gun? Or not really sure. Wow, so slow shell, did you saw that? There is Kologusenka there. Easy target, even HE runs that he carries 29 would do great stuff there. That was, you know, sacrilege for not shooting HE round on that Kologusenka. First he would kill him earlier, he would spend less ammo, and it would be so satisfying, you know. And I don't know why he carries 29 HE rounds if he doesn't using them. And now let's see power of Panzer II, you know. 4 tanks in friendly team, 2 in enemy team, and let's see, 1 done, and Panzer II is on open. Well, actually medium 1 killed him, so that is great comeback from tier 1 medium 1 tank. Shooting from distance. And that can sorry, that tank can pack that 6-pounder gun that also can fire HE rounds, and they can do a lot of bad things in tier 1 and tier 2. So it can be nice tank. So friendly M2 Light is a little bit better player, still some weird behavior there. I mean, a little bit better player than enemy M2s. But now he's dead. First he lost his crew, then Panzer II continued shooting at him, you know. He didn't know, or maybe he just wanted to destroy him, you know, completely. And then he destroyed tank. That can happen too. Rarely, but more often in tier 1 and 2 than in other tiers. So there is that medium 1. Now he's 1 versus 1 against him. if he using HE runs, they can pen this MKA. That can be bad. So this I said, this is top game in this tank in damage, you know. So if you don't see it in review, you will see it in unused games for MKA review. And I guess I said a little bit too optimistic things about that medium one. It wasn't very good comeback there. Really poor usage of that tank here in last moment. I would rather, you know, wait here and even trade with this tank than doing stuff like that. That was just well, maybe he is beginner after all. So postgame data. Wow, look at this, some big mission in progress. Wow, that is good. 42. I never saw more credits earned in tier 2. 42 shots fired, 38 on target. Actually very good accuracy. 10 tanks damage and he killed 8. 7 minutes of playing, set on experience, 1377 stars of experience, that is huge, 8 kills, that is very good, and 1655 HP of damage, that is a record in this patch 110. So let's see, 3 tanks spotted, top gun for him, far for effect, duelist, bruiser, and M badge for this tank and this game. So thank you, Kali Fritz. And now let's hear that final verdict for this tank. In the end, that question, should you keep this tank if you got it as gift or reward tank, or should you buy it if you have chance for that? Well, my answer is I played 105 battles in this tank, 63% win ratio, some nice stats here, 4.2 destruction ratio, that is pretty huge. 1439 maximum experience, 1389 maximum damage, 8 kills, that is okay. 3 times high caliber in 100 battles, not bad. So this tank, should you keep it? Yes, definitely. If you got it as gift or reward tank, you know, keep this tank, or if you already bought it. Should you buy this tank? Well, not really, you know. Save that gold for something else, or maybe for at least tier 3 vehicle, and you have them on cheap too. So, you know, tier 2 is slowly dying because all that measures they made. So you will finish mostly in tier 3. You know, it is kind of, you know, tragedy for some tanks, because some tanks cannot cope with that. So I'm not saying this tank cannot fight in tier 3, but cannot fight in against tier 3 in all maps, you know. So in those closed maps, small maps, it will be hard. Big yes from me if you already have it, don't sell it. But if you want to buy it, well, don't buy it, you know, go for tier 3 or higher. So hopefully this review was useful for you. If it was, please like it down below. If you want to see more, subscribe, you know, share also to support this channel. Check my Patreon page and buy my merch, because no merch, no chocolate, and no chocolate, no reviews. Okay, my first M badge in 43rd game, here it is, and this recent one, again, that is that. Thank you for watching and see ya.